Yes, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Please do accept it from me. It's another Blue Money show, a special one indeed. Today, we will be taking questions on Roman Abramovich and the club's sale process. And also, we will be following the protest at Stamford Bridge. So if you're around, just drop in your questions and make sure it is a question that is aligned, related to Chelsea Football Club, and we will try the best we can to address it. Hopefully, somebody joins me on the panel. If not, I will go on a solo, and believe me, it will still be fun. So let's get into it. Yes, I can see we already have the queen of all streams, Street BA, in the chat. And Queen, let me know if you can hear me. But first, pardon me, let me take a sip of my coffee so that I can work up properly. It is a good one. Quinn, how are you doing? It's been a minute. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're good. So today, as you can see by the title of today's show, we have nothing specifically scheduled. We'll be taking, it's a Q&A session. We'll be taking questions regarding Roman Abramovich and also Chelsea Football Club's sale process. And also we'll be following the Chelsea fans protest at the bridge today. We have other people there. We have Nick Blue there. We have LSC there, and they promise to join us the moment the demonstration starts. And this is Cynthia saying, hearing you brilliant, Claire, as it's working hard. Yes, nice to have you around. I've missed you for a while. Yeah, today there's going to be a protest because the idea is that we must keep talking. We must keep, that is saying it loud, how much we do not want the Ricketts, because if they to get them out, it will be pretty difficult. And again, a protest in an hour, yes, says Fraser. And Fraser, by the way, remind me if, please tell me if I'm wrong, today is your birthday, right? Because you left earlier yesterday to go buy some stuff for your birthday. Happy birthday again, brother. And I'll make sure to say it again when we have more people in the chat. How are you doing? Yes, Stipia says, not sure a protest works, but good luck. Here's the thing. It's not a violent protest. It's not a riot. It's just us saying, okay, making our voices heard. They probably be holding placards or singing, saying we don't want these people. That is very important, because if you don't talk, then there's a chance the Ricketts become the new Chelsea owners. And if that happens, the moment they become the owners, it will be pretty difficult to do away with them. So that's why it is important, very important for us to keep clamoring, for us to keep saying it, how much we do not want the Ricketts, because they are bad news for us. They bring PR nightmare. They bring a lot of questions on the club. There'll be a serious dent on the club. So we do not want that to happen. I say, yes, it is. Yeah, Fraser says, yes, it is his birthday. Yes, Fraser, happy birthday to you again. And I'll make sure to say it again and again and again, so that people that are here will say happy birthday to you, because you're one of us and we are like a family here. Fraser, Quinn says, happy birthday, Fraser. Wow. Age creeps up, babes. Yeah, it does, even without you knowing it. Big up, Coachila says, GUV 1905. Big up to you too. And I am happy to see you in the chart. And if you have any question, you go ahead and ask. I will try the best I can to answer your questions. Jacob Stenberg on Twitter from Guardian said, government and happy with the Ricketts family. Yes, the truth is I've read that too. But here's where that is a problem. You have to have, if you have to disqualify them, it has to be on what you could call technicalities. You have to have evidence, because there's a way you would disqualify them they will sue the life out of you. And we don't want a court battles to ensue in the sale process of our beloved club, because it will most definitely prolong the process, and on that also costs us a lot of problems. So we don't want lawsuits to ensue. Already, I'm fearing that the other parties that are vying to become new owners of Chelsea Football Club are already complaining, because they're already complaining. There's a chance that they could sue, and that they're complaining because Bruce Buck arranged a meeting with Paul Conneville with the Ricketts family, and he was seated in the meeting, and that shouldn't happen. To them, that compromises the sale process of the club. And I'm not surprised. I wasn't surprised when I heard that other groups that are vying to buy the football club started complaining, saying it's a breach of the rule of the sale process. So yeah, that's an issue. That's where I'm really concerned. Hello, hopes you're well. Dislike the Ricketts family, even heard they needed to get loan to buy the club, but not sure if it's just a rumor. It is not just a rumor. That's what they do. They wouldn't want to put. They're so stingy. They would not want to buy the club out of their pocket. They've done so much wrong that if it was just the stuff that their father said, then we could be arguing, well, just leave them be. It is just their father. But they have a brother who made a comment against the Asian community. It is their behavior towards the disabled. A very good example is that they were building a stadium, and because they wanted to save money, they had to remove part of the stadium plan that required that they add a disabled access for those that are on wheelchair, because they wanted to save money. That's how bad they are. They cut their workers' salary, and they sold their best players, and and all those issues. Imagine it got so bad that we had a pastor make a video saying these guys are no good news. A pastor made a video on how they refer to black people, and then we had the Chelsea supporters chairman from Chicago. Chicago is the same town as the Ricketts family. Made a video and wrote an open letter to Chelsea Football Club saying these guys are bad news. You don't want them at your club. And also we have Alex Goldberg, a U.S. journalist, if you would like to see him that way, also made a video letting us know it's going to be bad news if we let them become new Chelsea Football Club owners. Again, remember, we have two people that could possibly join us the moment the protest starts. They'll be part of the panel, and that is good. It's nothing violent, and they're not going to spoil anything. They just want to make our voices heard. And it's a good thing to hear that the government are concerned about how shady they are. Fraser says, I heard other three people unhappy with Bruce Buck in a Ricketts family rent group. Yeah, they're not. Would you be? The truth is, if you were those people, you will not be. You will be complaining eventually, because let's look at it. Let's analyze the fact that it was Bruce Buck that arranged the meeting with Paul Conneville and the Ricketts family. First of all, that highlights the fact that he speaks with them more often than every other people in the group, and he shouldn't be talking with them privately or dealing with them privately with regards to or with anything that has to do with the sale of the club. So he arranged the meeting, and not only did he arrange the meeting, he was seated in the meeting. So that's a big no-no. And the surprising aspect of the whole thing is that Bruce Buck himself is a lawyer, and you would think that he should know better, but no, still he tried to justify his involvement in the meeting and the fact that he arranged the meeting. Yes, it seemed weird to have them at the bridge. Yep, it was really weird, and Bruce Buck sitting in their midst. So it's shady. I think you could argue that shows possibly there's a possibility that the whole process is corrupt. And with that, I say to people in the chat or wherever you're watching from, please, if you haven't, like the video so that Google can push it to more people. And yesterday we did a giveaway because we've been monetized. So we celebrated it with our supporters. Again, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That helps us a lot. Yes, this brother here says, I am at Stamford Bridge right now. Get to hear. That is great. If you want to join the panel, I will drop the link to the panel in the discussion, in the chat in a bit, so you can give us live shots. That will be awesome. And Street Beer says, good luck, Jason. Yes, good luck, Jason. And please, let's try the best we can to ensure that it is a peaceful protest indeed, so we don't worsen the situation for our beloved club. Again, if you're in the chat and you have any questions, let us know. Many people arrive there, Jason. That's a question for you, Jason. I think there will be a whole lot of people there. Every platform, the people the biggest name in the Chelsea community are using their platform to reach out to people who are interested. And from what I'm seeing, I've read on social media, quite a lot of people are interested in being a part of the process. No to the Ricketts. Indeed, I say it as loud as possible. We don't want that to happen. And as Declared has, taught us the other day, that they thrive when their fans don't hit them. That's what they like. And the moment they get in, it will be difficult to get them out because they have to find a buyer too, even if they want to leave. But again, the scary aspect of the whole thing is that they are well aware of the pushback, and that's why they're trying hard. That's why they put out an apology. That's why they tried to reach Paul Canoville. They're trying hard to show us that they are good people, which means they're not even moved by the pushback, which to me also seems like somebody has guaranteed them that they will emerge the new owners of Chelsea Football Club. And that to me is very, very scary. If you remember, DJ Sav made a comment on the panel on the other day saying, we don't want the Ricketts family. And his main reason was because we're still paying for racial discrimination issues that we've heard at the club in the past. So I will keep looking at the comments here to see if there's anything that I need. That's what, I guess you can put it that way. That's a language I like. They dissed them by, trying to, but they were caught. So we read their excuse on the screen the other day. They were caught trying to cut off that aspect so they can save money. That's how bad of people they are. For F-Sex, I would say that. Enjoy it, Justin, and let it be as peaceful as possible. Keep the blue flag flying, yes, indeed. David Burns said, hopefully we'll have some impact as anti-Super League protests. I think this will be even bigger because this hit a lot of nerves. Asian people were insulted. Black people were insulted. Muslims were insulted. The disabled were insulted. And some people with opposing political views also will join in. That's how big of a protest it will be today. And the good thing, some of the organizers, some of which were here, have a promise that they try the best they can to ensure that it is a peaceful protest indeed. Keep the blue flag flying high. Yes, indeed. Paul, yep. He says the Queen says there must be a punishment for breaking the rules. Because that rule for the disabled that they broke, I think they were answering to a government body that ensures that stadiums have access for the disabled, and they didn't, ensure that happened. So there were questions raised. That's why we were able to see the excuses they made for not ensuring that was possible. Bruce Buck broke the rules, and he's a lawyer. Yeah, he's shady, but Roman should sack him. I think we've talked about that here, Fraser. But the question is Roman still in a position to sack any of the workers? And I think after Roman, the scary thing is that it looks like Bruce Buck is the next in command. So that's concerning to me. Given that the Premier League at one point we heard suspended Roman, was it as a director of Chelsea Football Club or something like that? if that's the case, that strips him of the power to be able to, you know, fire any of his workers. But I'm hopeful because he still has a Marina, Petacek, and those guys are part of the selection process. He'd reach out to them and say, this is not the guy I want to take over Chelsea Football Club, because they are indeed bad PR. They're bad news for us. And believe me, if they emerge as the new owners of Chelsea Football Club, some sponsors will try as much as they can to stay away from Chelsea Football Club, especially from the Asian market, because they say some stuff about the Asian people and from a Muslim majority country. So we don't want to risk that. It is bad business. Like and subscribe. Yes, people, if you haven't, please, and if this is your first time here, please do make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, so you will be you will get notifications whenever we go online. And I thank you very much, the Queen. I appreciate that. That is one of the queens of the house, and indeed the queen of all streams, Strebia, saying, "Well done, boss." Strebia, I can't thank you enough. More kudos to you. I don't know how to, extend my express my gratitude to what you've done for this channel. From the time it was just 100 subscribers, you've been there. You've always supported the channel. Queen, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. And believe me, you don't have to do that. Your presence alone have gone a long way for this club. And yeah, big up Coachila. Big up to you, Just Viola. You're early today, and that makes me happy. Another queen of the house. Good to see you. I've sent the link to Nick Blue and also LSC. They will be there in a bit, and hopefully they'll join the panel, because we want to keep an eye on the protest as it materializes. Hey, everyone in the chat, the same to you. And if you're there, let me know if you have any question. And again, one more time, happy birthday to one of us, to a family member here on Chelsea Perspective. First, happy birthday to you. Age gracefully. And I hope the truth is, no matter how old you are, you just become a yay smarter. That's how I see it. And please don't finish the cake. Keep us however you can. Put it in the freezer, or one day we get to meet and we will eat it. I do love birthday cakes. I do love cakes, except if you have icing on them. But you're saying you love birthday cakes. I do love cakes too. But if you have icing on them, I don't like that sugar too much. Okay, now this is brilliant to hear. Yep, it is. The amount of money we make from that part of the world, shore finance would drop to zero. Exactly. They pay attention to it. I think a prime example would be the issue of Ousmane Dembele and Antoine Griezmann, when they made that racist comment regarding Asian men who were in the room. I think they were on a preseason tour, and they made some what is categorically a racist comment towards Asian men who were in their room to fix the video game that they were playing. Ricketts, which is Barcelona's biggest sponsor, still they are. They reached out to Barcelona and asked them to do something. That's how sensitive that is club relationships with sponsors are. Never, the slightest, dent they get, the bad stuff they hear about the club, they usually pack their loads and leave the club, because it's bad PR for them also. So yeah, that it's important that we keep saying how much we don't want the Ricketts, because they are bad news for us, bad for business and everything. Today is my dad's birthday too, waiting to eat cake in the evening. Wow, looks like we have lots of birthdays to celebrate today in the house. Just Viola, happy birthday to your father. I hope he's watching. And if you're in the chat, please just kindly type happy birthday to Just Viola's birthday. I think that is good to hear. Declared, I'll put the link to the chat in a bit in case if you have time to join, and if anybody else has the time to join. And here is the link to the panel. Again, if you have any questions, keep bringing them, and I will try to address them as much as possible. Even if nobody joins the panel, we'll go solo, and believe me, it will still be fun. So now you have the link to the panel in the chat in case you want to join, and I'll be looking to answer questions that I have there. Declared good morning to you, brother. I hope you're doing well. And again, happy birthday to Fraser and happy birthday to Just Viola's father. It's always good to see people celebrate birthdays. Today, Just Viola, your father becomes a year smarter, and so does should be a he was Fraser. He becomes a year smarter. And if you're in the chat, let us know. No worries, no worries, no worries, brother. Understood. I will keep working with those in the chat. Let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything you want us to talk about. I will gladly do so. No worries, I declared understood. And excuse me while I take a sip of my coffee. Again, if you're in the chat and you have any question, ask me. You wish you was Peter Pan, you never age. Again, a lot of people wouldn't want to age if you ask me. I think we had a celebrity, a musician who never wanted to age at all. But the fact is, we're humans. We're designed that way. We grow older by the day. The longer we live, the older we become, and it's a natural process that is bound to happen to everyone of us. But the most important thing, we enjoy life, and I like it when people are able to be as open as phrase or to let us know. Yesterday is my birthday, and for Just Viola to let us know yesterday will be my father's birthday. That is always good to know. You enjoy your life, appreciate your age, appreciate the fact that you're aging, and you see it as you're becoming smarter. That's good to know. If you're in the chat, also let us know where you're participating from. I think I can tell for a few, but I'm not sure. And he says, Cynthia says, and knowing my luck, I'd stop aging the year before I could buy a drink. That is hilarious. It's nice to see. Stab, how are you doing? Nice to have you back on the panel. I'm sure everybody have missed you because they begged you not to leave the day you got mad and leave, but that's fine. It's only natural. How are you doing, Stab? I can't hear you. I think he went out again. Maybe he comes back later. Hi, Jason. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm good. How is that?
I think it is my connection. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm fine. How are you, brother?
Brilliant, brilliant. Nice to see you. Were you the one that said you were going to be participating in the protest?
Oh, I'm far, very far.
Oh, okay.
I wish I was there. I can participate also.
Oh, okay, okay. So, what do you think about everything that's going on with our club? Do you have any specific question for us? And No More Loss 27 says, just Viola, happy birthday, and your dad age with grace. And we also have one more birthday boy. We'll have a birthday boy here, Frizz. Oh, it is his birthday. So please, if you wouldn't mind saying happy birthday to him, I'd appreciate that. So, yeah, nice to see you here, No More Loss. And it looks like this is the first time I'm seeing you here. If that's the case, you're welcome to the Chelsea Perspective family. And please do not forget to subscribe and also like the video so that YouTube can push it to more people. So let me get your thoughts, Jason. Let us know how you're feeling about the whole thing that our club is going through.
Yes, it has not been easy. And like I'm in Namibia now, like something to Namibia.
Oh, you're in Namibia?
Yes.
Good. Nice to have you on, my African brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it has not been easy. Like here, like our friends here, we are making fun of us, and it's like it's affected everyone who's connected to Chelsea. What we are going through now. But we hope everything will be good soon, and we move on.
Here's the thing. I've learned from Stav. I've learned from Bobby Smokey Stignas. I've also learned from Nick Blue. I've also learned from too many. That is lifelong Chelsea followers who's taught me. Look, we've been there before, and we came out of it stronger. And this it will not be different this time. We will survive. We'll emerge even stronger, and that's why we are Chelsea Football Club. And for sure, because of all these things we're going through, the fact is we will learn from it. And I can understand the fact that the club will be restructured to be a proof that is proof of all this all the sanctions and restrictions that we're suffering right now. I think the club will be restructured in a way that such will not happen again. I think we're seeing some shots there. I think LSD is much closer to the protest zone, and I think he'll get back to us again. And we also have Nick Blue. He will also has the link to the panel, and he will join us. Stav, just a minute. Let me go through the comments here, and I will come back to you. This is coming from the Clyde. I think I've seen that before. Now we'll be bored. I think I've seen that also. And knowing my luck, okay, I've read that funny comment before, and I read this coming from No More Loss. And No More Loss, if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel to help us beef up the subscriber number. It's Justin at school. Justin, this question is for you. Are you a teacher?
No.
You're a student?
Okay. Like now I'm at work. Yeah. I'm at work.
Okay, you are at work. Okay, just we don't want you to lose your job. That's important because we know we all fully understand bills don't pay themselves. So we don't. I hope you're okay. This is could be at work. Yeah, he's at work.
No problem. So I'm not busy. I'm free. This weekend today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay. And this is Studio saying thank you to No More Loss. And Fraser saying Coachila, check a CFC's okay, peace or Pies. Pies on Twitter, Chelsea Support Trust just said 72% don't believe in a Ricketts family. That is a huge news coming up from the Chelsea Supporters Trust themselves. I'm guessing they did a poll to find that out. So again, that's how important it is that the Ricketts don't take over Chelsea Football Club, because we truly don't want them. Stav, let me start with you. What do you think about this? The fact that 72% of Chelsea supporters don't want the Ricketts.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Go on then.
Yeah, it's good. Go ahead, Jensen. If you have anything to say, Stav says go ahead.
I think that's good because I heard they say some comment about they don't like Muslim, those kind of things. But I don't think that is a good thing to say that about that thing, because we have some players who are Muslims, like the like of Rudiger. How will those players feel if such a person take over our club? I don't think they will feel comfortable. They will feel like they are isolated, or they are not like, I don't know what to say. I'm totally supporting that 72% that we don't want the Ricketts family. They just back off.
Yeah, I think the number should be even higher, but we're humans anyway. We're bound. There's bound to be some division in that aspect. Some people, believe me, there are some people, if they could come out openly and speak, you see them vehemently defending the Ricketts. There are people like that. If you think otherwise, think about it. Why would Bruce Buck arrange a meeting and even be seated in the meeting too? So that's surprising to me. So Stav, you go ahead. I asked you a question on this tweet by Pies, and we get a chance to address those issues. And I really do want you to address them so that you educate us on the facts. Go ahead, Stav.
I will be back in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stav.
I would have expected it to be slightly higher, but never mind. I've read a story today that the Ricketts are being funded by somebody else, and they're not even going to be the major shareholder. That's come direct from the US.
Wait, is it not Griffin, or is there someone else still?
There's someone else who they haven't named who's going to be the
Not even
major
Ken
shareholder.
Griffin.
No.
Wow.
I think I sent you the check your Facebook and check Twitter. I sent you a link. I'm sure I did.
I'll check.
So yeah, so I don't know. It's getting murkier and murkier. A bit more confusing. And, yeah,
When you say it's becoming a bit more murkier, what do you mean, Stav?
Because it's come out that they're not going to be the major shareholder, but it's not saying who is going to be the major shareholder. So it could be anybody, couldn't it?
Do you think they're trying to trick us to even come down a bit?
No, I don't think so. I've said it all along that the people who are actually leading the bids are not going to be using their own money, which I tried to stress. Right, whichever one people have decided they like the most, it's irrelevant who's got the most money independently as their assets and whatever, because then they're not going to use their own money. They may use $500 million each of their own money and then borrow the rest. So it's not really, for me, it's not really that relevant what their personal fortunes are and stuff like that. For me, I'm more interested in experience within sport. I'm more interested in people who actually, I'm going to give it away, yeah, who actually like support Chelsea or have a feeling or a leaning towards Chelsea. That's of more interest to me because I believe they'll make the sounder decisions for the club rather than for their own pocket and for themselves. So, but that's neither here nor there.
Here's why I think they're trying to trick us, Stav. I'll let you continue. That's why I know you. That's why I always like to have you on the panel. And again, I haven't said thank you personally to you, and I want to say thank you, Stav, to all your contributions to what that is the level the channel has reached at this point. You've been that is all part of it all the way. And I want to offer public apologies to you if anybody or even me has come across to you as insulting. Sincere apologies, Stav. We love you here, and everybody in the chat does the same. Here's where I think they're trying to trick us, because now they've learned, they're well aware of the pushback from the Chelsea fans. They're probably well aware of the pushback from the Chelsea supporters' trust, because whether you like it or not, I know we want the number to be higher or slightly higher, but 77% is a majority. But still, it's concerning that about 23% still wants them to become new Chelsea owners. That's a concern because they've done a lot of bad stuff. Why I think they're trying, now they're talking about they have another backers and they're not going to be majority shareholders. I think they just want us to come down a bit, or even if it happens, then we can say, well, they're not the majority shareholders. They're not the majority decision makers here. I think that's why I think it's a trick. But you go ahead to what you were saying before, Stav.
Yeah, first of all, there's no need for apologies from anybody. It's not why I left the show the other day. Right? Okay. I don't let individuals upset me. Right? It's just the way. It's just the way certain things were going. Things that were being said, and fair actually that's the reason I'm on today. I didn't really intend coming back, but I did. Okay. I do still watch the show. I was in live chat yesterday. I did see you. Yeah. Yeah, and I was listening to what was being said, which is a lot of it needs clearing up and putting in there. Yeah,
we'll get that. Could you go ahead with what you were saying?
But no, I don't think they're trying to trick us. I think this story's come from somewhere else, and it's not a complimentary story. It's the person who's put the story out there is saying makes it even murkier, more suspect, and that they're not going to be the main shareholders. I might have my own ideas, but this isn't the place for that. Believe me. Right, so no, I don't think they're trying to trick us. I think they've just been found out again. They're making life difficult for themselves, and they're being found out.
So it wasn't them. It wasn't them that made that public.
No.
The government found out.
No, somebody in the media's found out and put it out there.
Wow.
And that's made it even worse for them. Like I said, I have my own ideas. I'm not really normally into conspiracy theories, but I have my own ideas on this one. But that's something I'm going to keep to myself.
Yeah, I understand your point. When such happens, you have every right to put 2 and 2 together and come out to a possible conclusion and say this could be it. But go ahead. But
anyway, so yeah, I'm not reading too much into it being a con by them. The thing with Bruce Buck, he's a corporate lawyer who specialises in takeovers and mergers. So he should know better. He should know better than to be getting involved. Even I don't have much of an issue with him arranging the meeting, but I have an issue with him sitting in the meeting.
Yeah.
That's the main issue for me. Paul Cannavale's come out and said he's not convinced by them anyway, so it didn't work. And then he got a lot of abuse, racist and all sorts. And he's kicked back at that, and he said they've not convinced him, and they've not really changed any of his opinions. And it's just unfortunate that by agreeing to do the meeting, he's ended up getting even more abuse and stick and more racist abuse.
Yeah, so, that's surprising.
Right, and that's what, like yesterday, a comment was made about me, right? That's racism. That's racism when you attack someone like that, not by telling somebody stick to American sports. I don't know much about American sport, so I wouldn't comment on American sport. I know a bit about ice hockey, and that's about it. And that's only because I watch ice hockey in the UK. And even then, it's different rules and everything. So I couldn't tell you much about American ice hockey or Canadian ice hockey. So I wouldn't stick my nose in there, and I would be more careful if I said something. So anyway, carry on with your questions. But at some point, I do want to make a couple of points on my own.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you get your chance to start whenever. I think you pick the most that is fitting opportunity, so it doesn't distract from what we're talking about. But again, I know the comments you want to make is to educate us on something you think where people were being misinformed. That's important, and that's why you're part of the Chelsea Perspective family. And again, you know how much we love you here. So let me read this comment by Declared. He says, I read that too, Stav. It could be some attempt at good PR. That's exactly my thinking by the Ricketts, or this is worse than we thought. It's like-minded people. That is the Ricketts. Yeah, that's the truth. It could be a PR. That's a good PR attempt. It could also be worse than we thought. That the fact that the government is considering dropping them out. But I'm going to come back with you with a question. And as TBS says, possibly, babes, and none of them are using their own money. Even Bali has Goldman, each advisor to help with loans. Again, staff has clamored this before, time and time again. After a lot of people were saying, judging those earners by how much they have in the bank, and staff has clamored it. He said it over and over again. None of them is going to pay out of pocket. They all would, each of them would take a loan to be able to buy Chelsea Football Club. None of them will buy out of pocket. And yes, it's like that. But hey, yeah, I get it. Seems our club is like a pawn on the chessboard. A football club, yeah, possibly right now, because they're playing games with us. And I think from what I saw yesterday, it was a phrase that said something like, he says he's accusing, I think, the Ricketts of sponsoring a story about a bully in the media. Stav, your thoughts on that? Is that possible?
Well, all these big business people, they're going to have links with the media. we've seen it in the US with the way that Trump has access to certain media, then Biden had access to certain media. So yeah, it's possible. But with this report that I just mentioned regarding the Ricketts, it's different because it's actually a negative.
Yeah, I think it's really possible that they're sponsoring. Yeah, go ahead.
It's actually a negative report.
Go ahead.
And it's in a negative form and with a negative tone. So I don't think that's come from the Ricketts regarding them not being the major shareholder. So, but I don't think that's come from them because
okay. How about the comment on Bali?
Which was what?
The links. He has 150 million plus in a Bayton company or something like that in Russia.
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you think the Ricketts sponsored that? Because that was how it was phrased yesterday during the chat here. Do you think really they sponsored that?
Well, maybe they sort of let it out there, but at the end of the day, it's still a true story, isn't it? It's still an issue. He does have those business interests, but like I said, we've got to stop all these conspiracy theories because, like I just said myself, I have my own one regarding the Rickett one, that the new story.
But you're keeping it to yourself.
Yeah, I'm keeping it to myself. It's just either an opinion or a thought, right? It's just my thought process, and it's not. I've got no real information, so I don't want to put it out there. Yeah, right. So there's too much of that going on. I get that we're all sort of mixed up. We're all sort of upset. We're all sort of worried. All this kind of stuff, right? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're stuck with it, and we just got to ride the storm and see where it takes us. We've got a match this afternoon that takes precedence for me. After the protest is done, then it's the match, and we're back playing football again, trying to win the Champions League, trying to win the FA Cup, and trying to finish third at least. At the end of the day, that's more important, and we have to put the other stuff to the back of our minds when the matches start again. So I'm not gonna speculate on what my thoughts are. And
again, speculations can be very dangerous. But let me ask you this, Stav. Let me go to Jason. Jason, are you still there? So that I can give you a chance to add your input before I go to Stav. But before I do that, please, if you're in the chat, please, if you haven't, make sure to smash that like button. We have about 18 likes, and we have more than 27 people watching, so we should have more likes. And please, if you haven't, wherever you're watching from, if you're watching on Facebook, you can join us on YouTube. And those on YouTube almost always get the chance to win a gift of $50. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, that means a lot to us. Tested people with a hard honor for greed. Yes, football is not about greed. It's not about greed. Yes, you have to perform, and success will follow. I don't need a clearing up, Stav, right? Stav, the Cloud has a question for you. Does he need a clearing up from you?
Does he need a clearing up? No,
okay, let me just finish with the comments.
He's not one of the ones that I'm talking about. I'm gonna make my points at some point.
But not against any individual. You're just gonna. I'm
not gonna mention any names or anything like that.
You just have to set things right. Yeah.
So
I'll come back to you, Stav. Yeah. CBS says, dude, what? Don't time out that heights. But okay, and this is just them having a conversation. My parents are hippies. I love dislike. Hippies. Oh, that reminds me of something. Again, what else do I have to read here? I think he's not here. So, Stav, Jason isn't here. So I'm going to ask you the question. The question is, Stav, you're well acquainted with the stories out there about Todd Boehly, his investment in a Russian company, or I don't know the story well, and then you know the Ricketts on story. The question I have for you: which of them will the government be more concerned about?
Well, apparently it's the Ricketts already, isn't it? Yeah, one of the things under discussion yesterday was the Pagluka thing, right?
His own problem, yeah. You can talk about that if you want to.
Yeah, that was raised that that he'd been involved in certain things. It was raised by somebody in the House of Lords, like Pierre said yesterday. There's two houses, House of Lords and Commons. You have people from all parties in both, because basically the one in the House of Lords are like MBEs, there's anybody who gets peerage, that kind of thing, like from the Queen or the Prime Minister and that. And then what they do is the Commons comes up with laws and things, and they send it to Lords to like clarify. And then if Lords say okay, it gets passed. If they say no, if it says no, then the Commons have to discuss it more and alter things, bits and pieces like that. So the guy who brought up Pagliuca, he's a long-term Labour fan, Chelsea fan, but from the Labour side of the House of Lords, right? It's a serious thing. There's something being levelled against all four, right, including the Broughton one, right? Something's been levelled against all four, but the Pagluka one is serious.
That's crazy. Four of them. All I have is some dirt on them, which is out now. Go ahead, Stav.
Yeah, so the Pagluka one is the more serious because Steve Bain, and I don't know what level Pagluka was involved in it. They conspired with somebody basically in South Africa to steal the assets and stuff from the people, etc., etc. There was a major crime, and they ended up in a lot of trouble. And it was basically a despot, dictator, and they used that. So that's the most serious one. The Broughton one, that dates back a long time, but it wasn't enough to stop him becoming chairman of Liverpool. So I don't see it being anything to stop his bid going through.
So you're saying for the Martin Broughton one, it's nothing too serious?
Yeah, the actual thing itself was maybe serious. I've not looked into it deeply, but it's a long time ago, and it wasn't deemed to be serious enough to stop him being chairman of Liverpool. He's been chairman of British Airways. He's got vast, extensive, high-level business chairmanship, CEOs, and stuff like that. So he's majorly experienced. And I don't think that's going to be an issue. I don't think the one with Bowley will be that much.
I want to ask you, can you talk about the ones that are more serious that could trigger the government? But let me just quickly catch up with a comment. I want to start. This is Strip Beer investment advice. You listen to her. That's up to you. Why isn't there more scrutiny with the Rayner and Ricketts connection? I don't know. We'll come back to that. I'll highlight that question so the staff can answer it. Again, Stevia have some advice to you here. Okay, and now just a thought. Subscribe and I don't miss your live stream watching from Dubai. No more lust. That is good to hear. Thank you very much. And if whenever you can, please share the stream and tell others about the Blue Morning Show. Tell others about Chelsea Perspective. Thank you very much. No more lust. Thank you and welcome. Yes, that's coming from the Queen of all streams. I also want to visit Dubai. It's a beautiful place, and I think you should whenever time allows. Sit there. All the parties are using their media links to go against each other. It has become politics indeed. It's gone beyond the sale of a club. politics has come is way that is into play. That is in play right now, if you ask me. He says not right at the storm. We gotta get out of the storm process. I compromise it. Yeah, I compromise. It needs to start again. Yep, again. Chelsea just a win today. A win is needed. A win would do us a world of good. Go ahead, Stav.
Yeah, the thing with Rain and Ricketts, right? Lots of companies have dealings with banks. Right, at the end of the day, it's a bank, right? And yeah, they did work together in an attempt to purchase a sports club. It doesn't say which one. Online, digital stuff and things like that. Right. At the end of the day, the process was laid down by the club. Questionnaires were sent to everybody. Yeah, that wanted to put a bid, and they all had to go through the process. Whether there's any skullduggery going on between Rain and Ricketts, I don't know. But I've said this before. At the end of the day, you can't exclude them because you have a belief that there's any sort of skullduggery going on. You can't exclude them because of that. Because they could come back and say they were like kicked out for no reason or whatever. Right? Anybody who's been excluded will have had will have been given a reason by now. Okay, they're not just told you're not in the final bidding. You have to legally give them a reason, right? And some people are not going to want to say what that reason is. Others are going to want to just say that they weren't given the reason, right? But legally they have to be told why. Everybody answered the same questions. Everybody has the same obligations, and we have to just hope that going through the process means that ultimately the right person is selected, whichever our favourite was. One of my favourites was Centricus. They're out.
That was the one comprised of all Chelsea season ticket holders, right?
Four season ticket holders, all with lots of money, all with lots of business contacts and things like that. But for whatever reason, maybe it was decided they didn't have enough experience in sport. Maybe they weren't willing to develop the stadium. I don't know what the reasons are. Right? That's the way it goes. So whatever happens, we're going to go through the process. Right? It's there. It's on the way. You can't back out of it. Can't start it again, because if you start it again, you've got to go through the whole thing again. It could take time, and you have to have a license from the government to be able to play, which is obvious because we've got this restricted license. You don't have a license, you can't declare your intention to run in the Premier League, and then you find yourself just sitting around, stadiums just sitting there, players kicking their heels, having to sell the players off, get rid of assets because we can't play, send people out on loan. As you know, there's new FIFA rules regarding foreign players being out on loan, being restricted. So we can't afford to go back to stage one. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks or what anybody wants or what anybody prefers. We can't go back to that stage, right? And it's going to make the whole process look ridiculous. And it's we just got to go through it and just hope the right one comes out at the other end, and that the right one is selected. Hopefully it's not the Ricketts, but it is what it is. And whatever happens, I'll still support the club. We cannot start again from the beginning. It's not an option, because we can easily be kicked out of the Premier League for not having a license, right? And all they're going to do is, instead of promoting 3 teams from the Championship, they'll promote 4.
Sir, I know you're speaking facts, but you're scaring the heck out of me. Oh my goodness. Go ahead, sir.
Don't get scared. Don't get scared. We're going through the process. 18th will be the thing. Somebody's going to be presented to the government. The government are going to send it to the EPL to do their checks, and it'll get done. Only get scared if you have to start the whole process again. right? At the end of the day, right? So if truth wins out, it won't be the Ricketts. It'll be one of the other three. I don't think it's going to be a Pagluka either. I think it's a straight shootout between two, Bowley and Broughton. And the thing is, they've been asking for other bidders, which means that the Pagluka one must be very suspect if they've asked for anybody who wants to do a bid. So all those people who've been rejected, right, can get together and have a joint consortium and come back in. And you never know, you might end up finding out someone else, right?
Someone even better.
Yeah, so we'll see, won't we? But at the end of the day, it's got to be done, and it will be done. And by first week of May, mid-May, we'll know who the new owner is. We'll be going to Paris to play in the Champions League final with a new owner, and the FA Cup final at Wembley, hopefully. Right? So just don't get scared. We'll come out the other side.
Wow.
We'll come out the other side. We were in the worst position, right, in 2003, right, when Birch went into the changing rooms. That was the then chairman, CEO. He went into the changing room and he said, "Lads," he said, "this game is the most important game you've played in your life. We need to get a result. We need to get in the Champions League. Otherwise, some of you are going to be transferred out because we won't be able to afford to keep you." Right? So we've been in worse position than this. Right? At least we've been allowed to find a new owner. Right? At that time, we had to find a new owner off our own bat. Right? So now we've had this process. So don't get scared. It's nothing.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know you give me confidence. Let me quickly go through the chat again, and I'll come back to you. Jason, let me know when you join back. This is a street beer. Trust me, I am at Forum Road, Eaton. I will be raising my voice. I know to the Ricketts, and also PJ Artist. If you have a cell phone, the link to the panelists in the chat, you can actually join us live with the live video on what's going on. I know Nick Blue will join us. I know, what's his name, LSG joined us with some live video shots showing that he was there. But before I could get to him, I think he had to go for a meeting or so, I don't know. And this Wish was able to be there. If I was there, believe me, you'd be hearing my voice. Might as well get 2 hours earlier for I am watching Chelsea Brentford anyway. Yep, that's good. And then I hope we get a win today. So you go ahead, Stav. It doesn't look like Jason is still here with us, so I might want to kick him out so he realizes he's out. He will come back. Go ahead, Stav.
Yeah, so at this point, I'll address one of the things I wanted to address from yesterday because it's relevant to what we're talking about now as well. Right? I mentioned that there's two houses in Parliament, right? Commons and House of Lords. Because it's called Lords, there's women in there as well, right? But that's not the relevant part. The relevant part is you've got the government and you've got the Labour Party, which is the main opposition party. You've got the DUP, who are from Ireland. You've got the Scottish Nationalist Party, Lib Dems. You've got all sorts of Green Party, lots of parties, right? And all opposing the Conservatives, right, who are the government. There is no room, right, for conspiracies because all the others want that one out. There is no room for conspiracies. We need to stop doing that and saying that, right? Because there is no room for conspiracies, and we all have a duty to be factual. Yeah. One second. So there's no conspiracy. I explained from the beginning that the reason for this happening, right? It was a deflection thing by the government. They had no intention of sanctioning any oligarchs, right, up to that point. But then the Zelensky, the guy from Ukraine, basically he spoke to them. Sorry, I've got a cough again.
I'm so sorry about that. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just my because I'm asthmatic. Sometimes my throat gets irritated. So
Okay.
so there's no conspiracy, right? And that needs to be stopped. Needs to stop saying that there's no conspiracy.
Because it is dangerous.
Yeah, right. So the thing is, right, the license is for a reason. 1 second again.
No, just take your time to make sure you're fine. So if you're in the chat or if you're watching from London, or if you're aware that the protest is going on, please let us know update us on what's going on. And I'm going to read some comments here. So here we have, let me see, Adam. This the Queen saying like that, boss. Thank you, Queen. Elon Musk, I want to just his money to us. I think he's not a sports loving individual. If you ask me, I haven't heard him talk about sports that much. All then solar panels would so help. I'm beginning to learn that Street Beer is hilarious. She has some good jokes here. Emma should have that process. I'm a shoot off start. Yeah, if you can join us, the link to the panel is pinned. You can also give us live pictures. We have some people who are hoping to join us from the stadium. And then keep us safe. But yes, be safe, please, and nothing violent. Keep it as safe as possible. That will be good. Good luck indeed. Like the stream, guys. Please do like the stream. We have about 42 people watching, but just 23 likes. The more we like it, the more YouTube will push the video to more people that are interested. So let me read what Declare has here. The Times reported that there was a link. The Times reported that there was a link as everyone of finances has been meant to be looked through a fine comb, but who is going to look into Rain's Group and Ricketts if they do have a connection? It's not if they do have a connection at this point, because we've established here before that they do have a serious business connection. In fact, it is even more concerning that they started a firm, that is a firm in 2020 or so, and the firm is an acquisition firm. So that's what the question we should be asking here. Should they even allowed to be part of the process, given that the firm that the Rain Group and the Ricketts family established was an acquisition firm designed to help them acquire sports institutions in sports betting institutions. So that raises some questions, but I've learned from staff that technically you're not, by law, they must be part of the process. You can't disqualify them without explaining why. But staff, isn't that ethically, given conflicts of interest, don't you think that should have been enough to disqualify them? The fact that they started a firm, they didn't just start a firm, they started an acquisition firm a year or 2 years ago, staff.
You've got to take each business as an individual business. One's going to use the other one. I'm fairly certain that at some point Roman has used the Rain Group himself, which is probably why they selected it. Like I said, we just got to get on with it. We've got to move on. Right? Hope that the process is run correctly and that it gets done. And we get our license back, fully back, new owner, decent new owner, and we get to run again. And we stop playing the political football, right, to the government, right? And that's what they're the ones making us the political football, because they need to deflect tension from themselves, and that's all it is. It's not a conspiracy between parties within Parliament, right? The other lot were pressurising them to sanction oligarchs. They resisted as long as possible, but then they had to do it, and Roman wasn't the only one. So it is what it is. We carry on operating. We carry on trying to win games. We carry on supporting the lads on the pitch. We carry on supporting Thomas Tuchel, right? Hope for the right results. And then come May, everything will be sorted, and we just start looking in the summer as a new beginning. and back in the transfer market, whether we releasing players, whether we're signing players and stuff like that. Right? We can get on with the Rudiger one. I'm pretty certain that he would prefer to stay at Chelsea. Reading the stories that I read, nobody has offered him more than we offered him anyway. Right, so the transfer window doesn't open until June the 10th for English transfers. I think international transfer is July the 1st. So there's time there. They're not going to go away just because he doesn't sign a contract now. Whether it's Real Madrid, whether it's Barcelona, whether it's PSG, whether it's Juventus, they ain't going to go away until he signs one for Chelsea. And he isn't going to. I believe he's not going to sign one. Like they agreed a deal. They agreed a deal. Right, 200,000 a week is what I've read. But the stumbling block was the signing on fee, which is somewhere north of 25 million, and that's a lot of money. Right, if you think about it, if he's asking for 30 million, and then people are saying, "Oh, well, if they don't give him what he wants, the contract, you're going to have to spend money on a player." Well, there's your 30 million towards another player if you don't give him the signing on fee. So, and can I just point something else out, right?
Yes, can I go through the chat? Let me catch up with the chats and then I'll come back to you. Okay, and again, if you're watching, if you haven't subscribed to Chelsea Perspective, please do so. We have an enjoyable show called Blue Morning, which starts 11 a.m. UK every day. It's a brilliant show where you come. It's an interactive show. We look at your comments. We address your comments. We address your questions. So it is a show driven by the fans' input. And again, everybody is welcome, no matter the club you support. But at least banter is allowed, but at least you don't get personal. And also, if you haven't, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video so that Google can push it to more people to join the conversation. And we're waiting for some of the family, Chelsea Perspective family. We're waiting for Nick Blue. We're waiting for LSG, who will be part of the protest today to make our voices heard. We're hoping that they would join us, show us live images from the protest. But before then, please, if you haven't, make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So let me try and catch up with the input of the people in the chat, because it was supposed to be an interactive show. The issue should be raised. I order to be investigated. I think probably the government will be looking into it deeply, because it's an ethical issue, a serious one. And I don't think Chelsea also will be dormant. I think they'll be doing something because they don't want something that will cause us problem in the long run. Because like as I've established before, this whole thing, and as I've learned from Stav, Bobby, and all the long-time Chelsea supporters, we will come through it. I see light at the end of the tunnel. And once we come through it, I think we'll be a proof of this sort of situation again. And that's why there is the vetting process. And that's why there are some measures in place to ensure we don't get into the hands of someone who in the future will cause us a lot of problems. Pay-as-you-go thing. Yeah, exactly. They also plan to do a pay-as-you-go. That is before what people get to watch their team play. So that is something you must be scared about. If they do it for Chelsea Football Club, that's a lot of issue. You cannot see the Ricketts getting it just because of the hate. The hate alone isn't a stumbling block. That is, if we don't make our voices heard, they will eventually become Chelsea Football Club owners. And as Declan has put it before, once they become owners of Chelsea Football Club, it will be very difficult to get rid of them. Mark my words, and also mark Declan's words, because they be there. They be looking to make a gain should they decide, okay, we want to let them keep their club, but we want to sell it. And believe me, they are greedy enough to be wanting twice as much money that they paid for it. Cronus now said Chris Bryant was the person who got us to this. Stab, I want you to answer that question, but let me catch up with this particular question. I'll highlight it. And again, but knowing his life, I think that will lead us into politics, so I should just leave it out. What do you think, Stab?
What, the Chris Bryant thing?
Yeah, it will lead us to politics, so let me just leave it out. but I'll highlight it in case if you want to talk about it.
Sorry, I'll answer it.
Okay, now come. Okay, go ahead. Let me just quickly breeze through the chat if you don't mind, please. Okay, thank you, Stav. Says about knowing his life, and he says, if they get Dean speak, we wouldn't be in this mess. Stav, you paying attention to that when you start answering it? Get the man some water. He's had some water. That's declared. Poking fun at you, Stav. 45 watching, 23 likes. Come on, one love, people. Yes, we should have at least. We have 93 people watching right now. We should have at least 50. Let's shoot for 100 likes at least. Please hit the like button so that Google can push the stream to more people. And again, I promise you, we have people that are part of the protest that have promised to join us live and show us live images from the protest ground, Stamford Bridge. It is for the algorithm of YouTube. Yes, it is. It is important. See, avoid the name. Yes, we should avoid the names. Stop Asian hate. Why? Okay, here's the thing. The Ricketts, they've done a lot of stuff. So it isn't just about black people. It is just about Muslims. They are everywhere. They said something about where coronavirus is from, whose fault it was. So that's where the Asian hate thing comes into place. So they're bad news from every angle. And thank you for Streetview for trying to answer that question. It's amazing what few hash letters can do. We're in the digital world and it can go a long way. The Ricketts died. Yeah, good. Thank you for explaining to him. And if you haven't, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button so that we can reach more people. We have great conversation here, and you can come onto the panel too, because there's a link in the chat section that's pinned at the top of that. There are a whole lot of stuff they've said. Michael Obika, good day, sir. I'm Michael, watching live from Togo. Yes, Michael, we know you. You've been here before. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well, my evil brother. And the Ricketts hate everyone except themselves. I think that's a very perfect way to put it. They don't like, they're so selfish. It is just all about them. Yeah, it says, welcome to Togo. Yes, we love you. Togo is an African country. The Ricketts will own Chelsea soon. I think this might be a troll here. But we'll see what happens. I think you're lying. It's never going to happen. I do believe it will not happen. I hope not. Thank you very much for saying that, Queen. No to the Ricketts family. Big no. We don't want that to happen. They're faced because of the group who are in charge of the buy. Okay, you're not a troll. You're making sense here, but I don't think that will happen because the process will be scrutinized. And that brings me to a question I've always wanted to ask Stav here. Hope the board is watching. They're watching it, but we don't trust the board that much anymore, given Bruce Buck's behavior, the fact he had to set up a meeting for the Ricketts with Paul Canoville, and he sat at the meeting too. That's the worst part of it. It's like beaters are digging dirt on each other now, or what do you think, guys? I highlight that. I'll have staff talk about it later. We have some of the people, we've had 90 something people watching, so we should be closing to 100 likes right now. So people, please do smash that like button. I cannot find any live streams of the protest. Yes, we have people there that would join, show us live images from the protest. I will reach out to them to make sure once it starts, they will show us live images from the protest. And while we wait, if you haven't, please be sure to smash that like button. Yeah, a Chelsea fan, right? Show me some love. Yeah, please do show us some like. The Ricketts will own Chelsea Football Club 100%. I think that's your way of dealing with the situation. It will not happen. Again, let's see. 11, Elvis Ochiri, Nairobi, Kenya fans say no to the Ricketts, no to Islamophobia. Thank you very much for putting that way. We are all with you. And Elvis, if you haven't, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Nyash Achim Mvudi supporting all the way from South Africa. No to the Ricketts. Yes, thank you very much, my brother from the Madiba hometown. Nice to see you here. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Nyasha, nice to see you here, and you're part of the family. Now, Todd Bowley gonna win. Why? Because he doesn't use PR like Ricketts family do. The Ricketts family, you could argue, they are trying too hard. to convince us that they are nice people. And that when people do that, even in real life, wherever in your workplace, you know it's dangerous. You know that person has something to hide. So I hope that's not the case too with Todd Bowley. I hope he's squeaky clean, but there's no that possibility for any of those people vying to buy Chelsea to be squeaky clean. None of them will be. No to the Ricketts, say it louder. MA, I like to see that. And also, who's this? This is the Queen herself, and this is Ricketts should be disqualified for contacting a Chelsea board member. Well, I think the person that will be thrown out of the selection process should be Bruce Buck himself. Stewart Buckley, no to the Ricketts from Nigeria. Good to make your voice heard. And thank you, my Niger brother. Yes, CFC Pies on Twitter has an image. Okay, I will make sure to open it in a bit. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Come on, Chelsea, no Ricketts. Yes. And MA says hi, says no to the Ricketts. Hi, I'll get to the panel in a bit. It says, I don't wish Ricketts to own my football club in Europe and the rest of the world. This kind of owner people don't belong to the beautiful game. They don't. We don't want anybody that would tarnish the image of the game. Yeah, he says they're trying to sports wash the Ricketts. Okay, yep. Marina should kick. I think she should because she's probably talking to Roman Abramovich. Actually, I've subscribed and liked. If that's the only way we can support the channel, why not? Good work, bro. Thank you very much, my Kenyan brother. So, Stav, coming to you, do you have any comments you saw you want to address specifically?
Yeah, I want to finish the one about Mr. Chris Bryant.
Okay, let's bring Nick in. Nick here is showing us pictures live, live images from the protest, and I think he will keep doing that until it ends. Nick, welcome to the panel. What do you want to tell us on the situation on ground?
Well, here it's building up. I'll show you. You can have a look.
Yeah, it's building up. People are still gathering. We can see that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful, beautiful scenes. We have a stronger bond. Yes, and we've not been.
She has a few words to say.
Give up let LSC talk to us. Yes, good to see the Chelsea Perspective family there, and overall the Chelsea family are there. Whoever wants to talk to us can from the stadium staff. I hope you'll be patient with us.
Yeah. What's up, Coach?
Hey, how are you doing, LSC? Tell us what is the situation like of being a part of the protest?
Yeah. Not too bad, man. Not too bad. We're out here. You know, the boys are out, the dogs are out, so we're waiting for the, for everything. But things didn't kick off early as we expected, but last we're here.
Beautiful scenes.
My battery is already dead, bro.
Oh, so, no.
Did you notice I logged in earlier on? Did you notice me logging earlier on?
Yeah, I saw you. I was going to come to you before you logged off, but yeah, it's beautiful to see that people are starting to gather. I think, the Chelsea family are very united right now. We're very united. We've never been as united as we are right now, and I've never seen Chelsea fans come together against something that they do not want. Nick, your thoughts. I hear you guys have a low battery.
I was expecting a lot more, but it's still early. I'm sure, when the fans start coming for the game, they're all going to come here. Okay. We're going to wait for the coach. We want to stop the coach coming in. Let me
you guys are not going to stop him in a disruptive way, right?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of fans on the other side, in the West End entrance. But they're probably waiting for the game. But there's another couple of thousand here at the moment.
Great.
Let me show you some pictures.
Yes, please do show us some pictures. Yeah, we want to see. Yeah, we can see some people. People are beginning to gather there. Yes. Brilliant. Yes, that's good to see. And please, as more people gather, please do keep us updated. We'd like to see the live pictures from the ground there where the protest will be happening. Yes,
Yeah.
we see Buck. I can see the Buck of placard from one of the protesters there. That is good to see. Can you get us, Nick? Can you get us closer to one of those guys with the placards?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to see what's written there, and we want to get them to say their opinion if they want
Okay.
to.
Let me talk
Okay.
to them. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, we want to get your opinions on the whole matter. This is our channel. Can you talk to them? And let me show your. You see the banner?
Yeah, it says no to the Ricketts, and I see, I can't see it fully, but I see no to the Ricketts, no to racism. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. We love to see that. That's how united we are.
Yeah, go on.
No, you.
Yeah, no, man.
Huh? Yeah, just tell me what you think about the situation.
I mean, I think it's a disgrace, to be honest. The fact that they're even on the shortlist, it's a joke. I mean, you can see the number of people here that disagree on social media as well. It's a joke.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Do you think? Let me ask the guy a question. Do you think? Do you think? Do you think the protests will save the situation? Do you think the protests will make sure that they don't become the new owners of Chelsea Football Club?
I think so. I think it will definitely have an effect. You see what it did with the Super League. As soon as we protested, what was it? We were at the protest and they called off the Super League. So it really shows that the fans do have a voice. When we all come together and all Chelsea fans come together and work together when we come together to put a message forward, it affects things, man. And you can see on social media as well. You saw the hashtag No to Ricketts trending on Twitter. It shows the power of the fans.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you taking some time to talk to us. It is beautiful things out there. Been this together before, and yes, people, if you're watching, we have 180 people watching right now. We should have at least 100 likes, and again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That will help us grow, and like the video, it will help us reach more people. Nick, we'll be waiting for more updates from you. I mean, you can save your battery so that when more people are gathered, you can join us back again. This brilliant scenes, and thank you very much, Nick. Thank you. We appreciate your input. All right, bro. We'll be waiting for you. Yeah, that was Nick Blue, our correspondent for us from the stadium, the ground of the protest, peaceful protest, I must say, and that's brilliant. Stav, how happy does that make you?
Yeah, I expected it anyway. I know Chelsea fans will stand up for what they believe in anyway, so yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure that was Nick's nephew.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. You see how happy they are to be part of the process. Again, that gives me hope. And I think if that isn't loud enough to, make the government to look into it properly, or even to make the Chelsea board not to even consider, attending to their proposal, I think then I'm really concerned. But that's great to see that we're together like this. Let me go through the chat again. No to the Ricketts from Iran. Yes, brother, say it loud. Now your voice. If you haven't, make sure to like the video. We have 73 likes right now. Make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That will go a long way. Here we give fans a chance to, make their voices heard. It's not only when we have a protest. We do that all the time because it's an interactive show. Kyle Pena, not as bad as you, babes. Yeah, thank you. We still have the two queens in the house. We have Just Viola, we have Street Beer, who is also the queen of all streams, are taking good care of things in the chat. Thank you, Queen. Nice to see you there. Chelsea, but I'm not sure what Kyle Pena is trying to say. I think he's trolling. Move him above the text if possible. I'm not sure what he's saying. Okay, move Nick above the text. I think I've done that. Coachila, remove the chat. We cannot see. Oh, sorry. I appreciate that, but I think I fixed that later. My apologies to you guys. Come on, Chelsea. Yes, come on, Chelsea. We'll get there. And the Queen says, see less nastiness and more love, babes. Yes, love, not fight. Thank you for saying that, Queen. So wish I could have gone. Yes, we understand. We contribute the way we can. You being part of this show means you're contributing really. So that will go a long way. Winter sub Chelsea hate today. Forgive me. Yes, that's why you're the queen. Make decisions that's good for the channel because we're going through a rough time. We want to stick together. We don't want trolls to distract us. Kindly remove the chat bar. I've done that. I think I should go beyond this. These are people complaining about make the video bigger. A good idea. Once he comes back, I will make the video bigger. Thank you very much, Griff Miller. And please, if you're watching, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That will go a long way for us. And also like the video so that YouTube will push it to more people to join us. And be rest assured, Nick Blue will come back with more live videos from the ground. Don't do the United tent. Yeah, we shouldn't. From Iran, no to the Ricketts. Again, I appreciate you. I've read that before. Yep, exactly. Say it again. Say it louder. Sent you to twist Coachila. I would check it, Quinn. Be rest assured I would do that. Bruce Buck believes the Ricketts family's bid for Chelsea is strong. Again, what is wrong with this man's staff? Can you please come and let me know what is wrong with Bruce Buck? Why is he saying this?
What I don't understand is, right, all the potential bidders have been invited down to Stamford Bridge to meet Thomas Tuchel, meet Marina, meet all these people, right, on the board, right? And so why put himself in that position? He could have just arranged a meeting privately with Cannaville, right, with the Ricketts, while they were already over in London to meet everybody else, and it would have looked less suspicious. But then he organises it and sits in on it. That's really wrong, right? He's made a rod for his back. Can I just say, right, that Marina is the one with the real power. He might be chairman, yeah.
Oh,
right. So I don't think Marina will be too impressed when they see the protest outside, right? Because they have to go past that protest to get in to the stadium, right? They have to go into the stadium. They're going to the protest will continue inside the stadium. Don't worry, those people outside, some of them will be going inside as well, right? And the protest will continue. Although it's not being televised in the UK, there'll be the Match of the Day programme tonight on BBC, right, with the highlights of all the games. So the protest will come out there and it will be discussed there. Sky will probably show pictures later on, and all this kind of stuff, right? And there's other ways of watching it, like even in the UK. Not everybody in the UK watches games by Sky and BT. There are other methods to watch games, which I'm obviously not going to mention on here. I use one of them anyway, so I don't understand Bruce Buck, why he's done that. At the end of the day, the most trusted person is Marina. I don't think she'll be impressed. So I think he's put it this way, Marina will be working for Roman again. I doubt Bruce Buck will be. Right? I think Bruce Buck was basically involved in introducing Roman to Trevor Birch and Ken Bates, and I think he was basically kept there. I believe he's Roman's corporate lawyer for business things and that's how he ended up there. But it's not going to sit well. That's not going to sit well.
Here's the thing, Stav. I am really pissed off right now. I must speak the truth, and hopefully I don't start going off with F-bombs now. I just don't want my channel to be shut down for things I will say here. Let me ask this question. Can Bruce Buck be thrown out of the whole process? Because he's a nuisance. He's a lawyer, for Christ's sake. Why is he behaving like this? Look at this. Bruce Buck believes that the Ricketts family's bid for Chelsea is strong. And then this comment here also, this one is concerning to me. Let me see if I can open it in another tab. It says, the Ricketts family are not put up by the protest against them at Chelsea's game with Brentford. They want further engagement with fans group. What the heck is going on here? What do you need to see in a relationship to find out your girlfriend doesn't want you anymore, or the person that they're basically stalking us right now? What do we have to do for them to know we don't want them? To me, that simply means they have an insider telling them you're going to win this, or maybe it's been prearranged for them to become the new owners of Chelsea Football Club. I am really concerned, and I am pissed, and I don't want to start saying nonsense that will cause the channel a problem. Stav, your thoughts on why they're not put off by the protests?
But they're just arrogant, aren't they? They're arrogant. They just believe. They just believe that they're the best at everything they do. I think the fact that they've developed the stadium and things like that, right, albeit without disabled spots, right? They're just arrogant. They're just basically arrogant. What can I say? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they're put off, right? It depends if the members of the board, other than Bruce Buck, are put off, right? And yeah, he shouldn't be talking about it. I mean, the thing is, right?
He shouldn't, and the guy is a lawyer, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but the thing is, him speaking publicly, right, doesn't make the other bidders feel confident or feel good about the whole issue, right? So we can't. Like, all we can do as supporters is protest, carry on supporting the club and the team, right? And we just got to have to accept the process is too far gone to go back. And like some people have said, Roman listened to the fans over the Super League. It's believed that Buck was the main one behind that as well. So I'm not going to say he was or he wasn't, because I don't have any actual evidence. And I like to keep it clean when I'm talking and straight, right? What I might think is a different thing, but because I'm thinking it doesn't mean I can say it. And I think we all need to be careful what we're saying, right? I've seen people taken off YouTube, seen people thrown off Facebook. I've lost count how many times I've been banned on Facebook for speaking my mind. So we have to be careful what we say, what we do. Right? Even if we believe something, we can't be saying it. Right? We can't say it for added effect.
Honestly, I must say, you know already how pissed I am at the fact that because let me come in. I didn't mean to cut you, but before I say that again, please, if you're watching, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And it takes just a second to like the video, and the more we get more likes, the more likes we get, the more the Google algorithm will push the video to more people that would join us. Because again, you've seen we had a person on ground to show us live pictures of the protesters gathering, and we were able to also interview one of the protesters who told us how happy he was to be part of the process. So we're waiting for them. The more they gather, our man there will most definitely join us back. And I want to read this comment on the screen. No to the Ricketts, but I don't want this to be a convenient way to rebound to an even worse bidder. That's a possibility. Stav, is that a concern for you?
What, that it ends up going to a worse bidder?
Yeah.
Well, the only way it's going to be a worse bidder is if someone new comes in, right? I think Pagluka's done. I can't see him getting it, right? And then
you don't think he will move beyond that? Is his own problem?
No, it's too big, and it's corruption, massive corruption, right? It might not have even been him, right? It was probably Bain, but at the end of the day, if you mix him with someone with mass corruption, right, you can't come back from that. In response to the comment on the screen, you can
this one here.
No, the previous, the one with Fraser.
From Fraser.
Yeah, you can petition anything you want, But whether we're in a position to make changes by sacking someone, I'm not so sure that that's an option at the moment legally. We just need to go through the process, keep it legit and legal as much as possible, get a new owner, get our license back, and start worrying about next season. And that ultimately is what we all want. We all want to have more seasons, not just not after all the fighting that's gone on, right, since the 17th to keep the club alive, right?
I want to say something quickly here, and then I'll go through the chat again. And I think we have Nick back. I think somebody is trying to propose to Nick Beer, called Nick Beer, Street Beer Wifey, and Street Beer said no, not yet. Nick, we cannot see your picture. I think you have a dark screen.
You don't want it here. You don't want it here. You don't want it here. Fuck off the Ricketts. You don't want it here.
Yes, Nick, we cannot see your picture. We need to see your picture. It's dark. If you can hear me, he probably cannot hear us. I think the sound alone is even beautiful, but Nick, we can't hear your picture. We cannot see your video.
I can't put a camera on. Fuck off the Ricketts! You don't want to hear.
Yes, we don't want them here.
Fuck off the Ricketts! Don't want to hear.
Nick, we cannot see your picture. We cannot see your picture. Okay, Nick will come back. He get that sorted out, and he will join us back. That is just beautiful. That melted my heart. I must say, it's touching, quite touching. Stribia, let us know if you will accept the hand of the guy in marriage who called the Stribia wifey, because the family, we the Justified Perspective family, has to know about it, and we have to approve it. We have to approve it if that's gonna happen. This is Almighty Blues FC, my brother Ankit. Big up, bro. Lots in here. Let's keep supporting and hit the like button. Yes, it's important. We have 101 likes right now. Let's get it to 150 likes. And please, if you haven't, do smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That means a lot to me. The Blue Morning Show is a daily show, live news and interactive. We address the input of the people in the chat. We also, answer your questions. So please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, that will go a long way. And make sure to click on the bell notification button so that you will be notified whenever we go live. So I'm going to continue reading what we have in the chat here. If you haven't, go check out Almighty Blues FC, great channel. And that's why I'm friends with him. Great content also. Objective, no clickbaits. That's why I love him. Let's see what we have here. Let's get 250 likes. Yes, we can do that. Let me kindly breeze through the chat and see if there's anything to Jacob Ben on Twitter updated. Friends, or if you follow me on Twitter, you can actually send me those links directly so that I don't go searching for them, so that it will be easy to click on it and show it to you. And Shauna Peterson says no to the Ricketts, no to racism, no to Islamophobia, no to Asian hate. That's important because they did say some stuff against the Asians too. So there's so many things. And no to maltreatment of workers. You can't just cut a worker's salaries like that because you can. And you must be as inclusive to accommodate everybody, even the disabled. No to the Ricketts, kick government corruption and hypocrisy out of Chelsea. Yes, we should do that. Again, this is my brother, another brother from Iran, saying no to racism. London is blue, and London will forever be blue. Raj, I'm waiting. If I can see you properly, I will add you. Marina, Canadian, Russian. Yep, that's the truth. An update from the Queen there to educate you. But big up everybody on the live chat. Yep, Fraser All and Almighty Blues FC. Thank you very much. Bruce Buck is the problem. Yes, indeed, he is the problem. Buck, Tenenbaum, and Marina, at least one need to resign over validating documents are racist. I think if anybody has to leave, I think at this point, clearly it should be Bruce Buck, who compromised the process by arranging a meeting, and he also sat at the meeting. Bug out, no to the Ricketts. Good to see Ken Olka. And no, Marina stays. I I'll be live streaming it anyway. Yes, go ahead. Again, if you want to join us on the panel, the link to the panel is pinned right there in the chat. You can see it if you want to join. They are the ones who greenlit the Ricketts to be on the short list. For them to even get that far is ludicrous. The fact is they probably didn't know much about them until that happened, until we started hearing about them as much as you can. Yeah, please do. We need a good buyer. Yes, we do need that. Let me see if I can find anything else to address here, and then let's stop. Go ahead. 77%. No to Ricketts. That's huge, but it should be even a more. Bruce bucked up. He has to walk. Yep, he has to. And this is Mikhail, blue morning to you. Nice to always see you around, brother. Your support for this channel has been immense. And I can't just thank you enough, brother. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And if you want to join the panel, we have the link there pinned. Why is Buck doing PDX? That's a question here. He's a lawyer himself and should know better. But apparently, maybe he's lost his mojo and thinks it's okay. And he even tried to defend what he did. The Ricketts are stalking us. They are stalking us. That's what it is. And we should actually report them. Fight for the club every day, or even, but this doesn't help. It doesn't in any way. Bruce Buck defended the Super League. Now he does this. He kicked the man out. He's been bad news all through, so he should be out. F1 playlist says they don't care what fans think. Simple. Yeah, they don't. And I think Declared has made that point here. They don't really care about what the fans think. They thrive under that kind of circumstance. In the moment they're in, it will be pretty difficult to get rid of them. Yes, no to Super League. Yep. I appreciate that. Now, Nick, you're back with us again.
Yeah.
Any updates for us?
Yeah, the crowd is building up now. Just hang on, then you're going to see everyone singing, going crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. That is beautiful to see. We're also seeing a buck off. We're seeing some placards there. Yeah, that is brilliant. And it's a long line.
We keep the blue flag. Fly high.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Stamford Bridge to Wembley.
Beautiful. That is so sweet. That's so sweet, Nick. Nick, you're blessing us. You're blessing us.
Of the Ricketts, we don't want you here. Silky turban, just the way they was just in the Champions League. Oh, Roman, we know that's what. Kai Havertz is the best on earth. The silky turban, just the way they was just in the Champions League. Oh, Roman, we know that's what. Kai Havertz is the best on earth. The silky turban, just the way they was just in the Champions League.
Yes, thank you very much again. And Nick, thank you very much. That's just brilliant. Keep it going as much as you can. I think those in the chat will prefer to even watch that more. And Stav, I'll get back to you. Thank you very much, Queen, for that super chat. No, but go ahead, Nick. Go ahead with what you're doing. We like it. We're all watching it. Go ahead. Except if you want to save your battery and come back in a beat, that's fine. But if go ahead as long as you want. Thank you very much for the super chat, Street Beer. That makes us happy. And more importantly, thank you to Nick, who's showing us live pictures from the event proper on the ground at Stamford Bridge. That makes us all happy. You can see the placards there saying no to the Ricketts, no to hate, no to racism. That is beautiful to see that Chelsea fans stand together against all sorts of discrimination. Lovely, lovely pictures, lovely pictures.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, if you want to say anything, go ahead.
I can't hear a thing. Everybody go! Everybody go! Tottenham get faster. There they go. Tottenham get faster. Everybody go! Everybody go!
Beautiful.
Tottenham get faster. Everybody go!
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And thank you very much, Nick. You know how much we love you here. You know how much we love you here, and we appreciate what you're doing. We're watching it. It just makes us feel like we're there with you. Yes, yes. Thank you.
We don't want you here. We don't want you here.
We don't want you here. Fuck off the Ricketts. We don't want you here.
We don't want you here. We don't want you here. Yeah.
Yes, yes, Nick.
I'll
you
be
can
back.
say yes, yeah. You'll be back. We'll be waiting for you. And thank you very much.
Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich.
Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich.
Chelsea till I die.
Chelsea till I die. Chelsea till I die.
What do we think of Tottenham?
Yeah.
What do we think of Tottenham? That's all right.
Yes, thank you, Mikael, for that super chat. He says no to the Ricketts, no to the Ricketts family, no to hate overall. Thank you very much.
Ricketts, get battered!
Everyone they go! Ricketts get battered! Everyone they go! Everyone they go! Ricketts get battered! Everyone they go! Ricketts
Stop, you're still with us?
Everyone they go!
Yeah.
Okay. We just gotta let him go because this is important for also those that are watching. And if you're watching, if you haven't, please make sure to like the video. We have 124 likes, but we have 214 people watching. And please, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Nick, Staff, do you have any question for Nick?
No, I'm watching the video, listening to all the old songs.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's touching. That's touching. It makes us feel like we're part of the process. And Nick, if you want to interview anybody, that's up to you.
Yeah, I will in a minute. Yeah, let me find someone where you all know.
All right.
Let me see. Hold on.
That is just beautiful. That's just beautiful scenes there at Stamford Bridge. Can't wait to hear that in the game. Yeah.
If you hate the Ricketts, sit down. If you hate the Ricketts, sit down.
Mm-hmm.
If you hate the Ricketts, sit down. 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 If you hate the Ricketts, stand up. 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 If you hate the Ricketts, stand up.
Sorry. Yeah,
Yes, go ahead.
Coach, I'm going to pass you to LSG now to have a word.
Yes, yeah, bring him on. LSC, yes.
Yeah, he's wait. I'll have to sing. Talk to
Okay. Okay, we'll wait for them to come back and I'll try to go. If you're in the chat, let us know how it feels to watch the Chelsea fans on the ground singing, expressing, themselves, making their voices heard on how we don't want the Ricketts to become the new owners of Chelsea Football Club. That is just beautiful to see, and only Chelsea fans can do that. And if you ask me, I'd still argue, like we did before, the Chelsea fans saved football when they protested against the Super League. Stab, your thoughts? Stab, are you still with us?
Yeah. I thought you were waiting on LSG.
Yeah, I think they will come back. We should be talking while we wait on them. If they come back, we switch to them immediately because they are the main people. And at one point, we have a live show coming up in 68 minutes. So we'd switch to the live show and I'll send them the link to the live show. So if they have an update for us, they can also join us. And please, if you haven't, make sure to like the video. We have 140 likes now, and we have 175 people watching. That will help us reach more people to come join us, enjoy the moment, and then we can stick together, even though we're not at the bridge. Our spirits are there with them, encouraging them, and they see themselves that we are encouraging them. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. That will go a long way for the growth of the channel. So go ahead, Stab. We can keep talking while we wait for them to come back on.
What do you want me to talk about?
Whatever, given, you can talk about the protest.
It's
the importance, if you want. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, as the game gets closer and closer, there's going to be more and more people there. And then Nick's going inside, so it might be a good idea. It might be a good idea if we save some battery for inside as well. Because it'd be interesting to say, well, I'll know what's happening inside because I'll be watching the game, but for other people, maybe. But I mean, you're not going to do a watch along, so yeah, just let him do it now. So I've noticed there's quite a few media there taking photographs and recording it. So,
yeah, I think they are back on.
I've got to turn it off for test some battery for the game. Yeah.
Okay. Then whatever you want to join back in, we're here.
Coach, I'll come back to you. I'm waiting.
Okay, no problem. I heard you. Yeah, see you then. See you then when you jump back in. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
All right. See you. Bye. Yeah, thank you very much there to Nick Blue. He made this whole stream worthwhile. We felt like we were there. And I want to say hello to another queen of the house before I come back to stop. Chichi Eze, how are you? Nekedukime, always nice to see you around. It's been a while, but good to see that you're back. Buck out Marina in Bali in Common You Blues. I think I agree with that one. Chichi Eze, love the growth. Kuchi, thank you very much. Dalo email Fuma, you've been part of the process. And yeah, always good to see you around. We have 4 queens in the house right now. TC, Just Viola, Chichi Eze is one of the queens of Chelsea Perspective. And then we have Street Beer, Queen of Chelsea Perspective, Queen of the Chelsea Perspective, and Queen of all streams. Nice to see you guys. Stav, go ahead, say what you were saying about the importance of the protest.
Yeah, the thing is, inside the stadium is going to be even more important because all the board members are going to be in there, so it needs to continue inside the stadium. I don't. It's been a while since I've been there, so I don't know which entrance they'll use. So it's important that it carries on inside the ground as well, and that's going to get onto the media big style. I've actually got Sky Sports on now, Sky Sports News, but they're not
showing it too.
Yeah, they're not saying anything at the moment, but I'm pretty sure they'll mention it. Yeah, so it's important, and then it doesn't just stop today. It's got to carry on. It's got to carry on right up to the 18th. These protests have to carry on, whether it's online, whether it's if you go onto the the website, the Fifth Stand app, there's also chats on there, which are being seen by the guy who runs the app and the website. So if you go in there and do the hashtags in the club's website as well, same thing. Facebook page. I've got a Facebook page, official Facebook page. Go in there, get it started on there. Once you start it on there, I'm sure people already in there who haven't thought about it will do the same. There's all different ways of getting it through to the club. And at the end of the day, we've got just over 2 weeks to do it. So if you're listening in the chat, get on Facebook. If you're in Facebook, go and find the official Chelsea website, Facebook page. It's the one with the blue tick next to it. There's plenty of fake ones there, which the club won't see. And get commenting on there as well. Just put hashtag no to the Ricketts on there and just flood it. And same thing with the Fifth Stand. There's chat rooms in the Fifth Stand as well. Just keep it going, keep turning it over. Same on Twitter. Anywhere and everywhere you can do it. Let's get it out there. If you want, you can contact Sky Sports. You can contact BT Sports, like various other channels, and you can just hashtag them as well, and just keep it going. Let's just flood everybody in the media. With regards to sacking Buck and replacing him with Marina, that's not going to happen. I just don't understand the stupidity of the man. Right, he could have arranged that meeting in normal circumstances, but if they were going to visit Stamford Bridge. I can understand Bowley not being happy. I can understand Broughton not being happy. It's just rank stupidity. I understand why people think that it's some form of conspiracy and that, but I'm not going to think down that road because, like I said, it takes more than a bit of arranging meetings and stuff like that. But I've never been into Bruce Buck anyway. The guy's an idiot. I've had past dealings with him when Chelsea played over here in Cyprus in the Champions League. But that's for another day. But I will mention it another day. But the man's just... What we have to realise is that despite being lawyers, despite being highly educated, when you were going to school, you always had these kids who were more clever than you in the form of knowledge and stuff like that. But when it come down to the nitty-gritty of real life, they just basically were Burke's idiots, right? And this guy's obviously got himself into a good position. People are naturally assuming he's a clever person, but that was one big mistake he made for no reason. He could have arranged that meeting, right? I'm quite sure they're all going to go over for the game.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Stav. The fact that he arranged that meeting, I know you're trying to say you would have been okay with him just arranging the meeting and not being part of the meeting. But the fact that Bruce Buck, to me, that's how I see it. The fact that Bruce Buck arranged the meeting means that he's been speaking with the Ricketts. Because why would he come to them and ask them to help set up a meeting? And who told them who Paul Cannavale was?
Well, we don't know that he went to them, do we? This is what I'm saying about not making assumptions, right? But yes. The thing is, even if they approached him, he shouldn't have arranged it. He should have said to him, I'll arrange for you to meet him when you come over to meet the board and that. Right? But yeah,
just quickly, please, if you're watching, just quickly, Stab, if you're watching, please make sure to like the video. We are at 153 likes. I think we can get to 200 today because we still have a few minutes before we switch. We have almost 1 hour before we switch to the pre-game show, and I'd like you all to join us today and see how lovely that show also is. But if you're watching, just smash the like button and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It is free, and if anybody asks you to pay for it, tell them I already paid for you. Please do that. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That goes a long way for us. And while you are at it, please make sure to check out Almighty Blues FC. Great channel, great content, and that's why I'm friends with him. And we've become brothers over time. He is objective and no clickbait. And also make sure to go check out CFC Fahim. Great channel. I don't know why he's not here today, but he's usually here. Probably at taking care of some school stuff, but you should go check out CFC Fahim. Great channel, great content, and I know you will love his channel. Please do so, and you will thank me later. Go ahead, Stan.
Yeah, he's basically, he's just created a situation that didn't need to exist. He's put people's thought process into the negative. He shouldn't have done it. But like I said, I'm not going to make the assumption he's the one who approached them, because it's highly unlikely. I don't think he would have approached them. I think they approached him. The fact that they're approaching him direct means there is a link there. And
that was what I was arguing. It just simply means they know each other before. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's a corporate lawyer, and they tried to buy the club before, remember? So we can't put too much into that. The fact that they tried to buy the club before, just like Bowley did. So they obviously know each other. He would have met both when they were trying to buy the club, because initially they would have had to go through the board. So the thing is, and it was round about the time that Roman was prevented from coming to the UK. So they would have had to deal direct through them initially. And if he's Roman's corporate lawyer, he would be the first point of contact. So just all I'm saying is, people just stay relaxed, stay calm, as difficult as it is. Yeah. We're stuck with the process as it is at the moment. We just got to accept that and just try and move on with it, and just hope that ultimately the truth either comes out or the right decision is made. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow morning being upset about it. I'm not going to go to bed tonight being upset about it. Like you said earlier on, many of us have seen far worse in the past. When we used to go down, pay to get in, and then throwing money in the bucket, pay for lawyers' fees and stuff like that for the Save the Bridge fund. I used to sell lottery tickets. Chelsea lottery tickets.
Let's quickly. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. This is a statement from the Ricketts family, Tom Ricketts. So I'm going to zoom out. Let's read it and see what staff has to say about it. And if you're in the chat, please pay attention and let us know what you think about the statement. And Fraser, thank you for that update. And like I said, you can make it easier on me by just sharing the link via Twitter. And I don't know if we follow each other, but we'll find out. And again, let me click on it so it pops up. Staff, can you see it?
Yeah, go on. I'm pretty sure it's what I sent you, but carry on anyway.
Oh, okay. Oh, you already sent me that. Okay, this is a statement from the Ricketts family. Over the past fortnight, our bid team has met with several supporters groups to explain our vision for Chelsea Football Club. In those meetings and by letter to all groups, we have shared a set of specific commitments we will make to fans if our bid is successful. We believe these are far-reaching and certainly include an absolute commitment to the part of the Ricketts family and the bid team to put diversity and inclusion at the heart of the club. We look forward to more meetings, including with the Chelsea Supporters Trust over the coming days, and to making a public reiteration of our values and commitment. I think this is just, again, they're trying too hard. And the fact is, the more they try, the more irritated I get. Again, let's assume you're going after a girl or you're going after a boy. If they are rejecting you and you're still coming after them, it becomes a stalking. At this point, they are really stalking us, and I don't like it. Something fishy is there. they're just trying too hard to convince us that they're good people, and that is not a good sign. Stava, over to you. And if you're in the chat, let us know what you think about the fact that the Ricketts family are trying too hard. And also, I want to say thank you to Mikhail for the super chat today, and also the Queen of the House. Thank you again for the super chat today. Go ahead, Stav.
Yeah. Let me put this in a way, right? I don't mean this to dismiss people in the chat or worldwide supporters and things like that, right? Of which I'm now one, right? Because I don't live there anymore. I can't get to the games. But the supporters in the UK, right? They're the ones who are going to be going to the stadiums, the ones spending the most money, and they're not going to fall for it. They're not going to fall for it, right? Trying to convince them is even worse than trying to convince you or me or Mikhail or whatever, right? They're not going to fall for it. And ultimately, they're the ones who are going to do like the most damage to the Ricketts because they're there, right? They're actually there every home game. I expect some form of protest, right? If not outside, definitely inside. Now that we're allowed to do, at the end of the day, right? They're not gonna like convince them. They're not gonna convince the Chelsea pitch owners. Okay. They might convince some people in the Chelsea supporters trust, hence the 72 or 77%, whatever it is, right? But ultimately, they've got to convince a lot more than that. I think Nick's back. Go on, I think Nick's back.
Nick, do you have an update for us? Sid, please just be patient with us. Sid, how are you doing?
Yeah, well, they're slowly building up. This slowly, more people. They're singing. I'll show you them in a minute. Yeah, I just want to say, there's a lot of people around. I'm still waiting for a lot more. It should have been thousands here. I would say there's about 500-600 at the moment actually singing, and it's still people walking there. Yeah, all right. Can this police officer say hello to you?
Hello.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Can you speak to my friend?
Okay. Who do you want? Let me ask her a question. Let me ask her a question if she can answer. She's running away.
Yeah. This is the police channel. Yeah, ask her the question. He wants to talk to you.
Hi. How are you doing?
Ask something serious.
Hi.
Yep.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Fine, I can't complain. First of all, I want to thank you for coming out to making sure the whole process is peaceful. But I want to ask you a question. What do you think about? You know what the protest is about. What do you think?
In all honest opinion, I don't watch any football. I know nothing about football. I'm a rugby supporter, so I'm the wrong person to ask.
Maybe your friend.
Oh, we don't watch football.
They don't like football. We got the wrong.
All right, but thank you to her for her job. You go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
She said they're neutral. Oh God, I'll find the right ones in a minute. Let me go to the men police officer.
All right. If you find any, just let us know. Stop. Continue with what you were saying. We'll get Nick back whenever he joins.
Okay.
He's back.
Yeah.
So I'll come to you while we wait for Nick. I'll come to you, Sid Sahani. Did I say your name right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Sid, how happy are you to see that we're together in this whole thing? I've never seen Chelsea fans as together as we are right now. Making sure that our voices are heard. How happy does that make you?
It makes me very happy because at first we thought that we are the shed and the groups are not with us, but they are with us in some different ways. They are not protesting outside the ground, they are protesting inside with banners, which is also good. But these Rickett family, I don't think, are bothered with that because currently Tom Rickett came with a statement It's just like PR statement they should have given before taking off Chicago Cubs, who are in 1 billion debt. That's of a all sporting point of view. They run the club worst over there. The fans are protesting there when they came with a bid to buy Chelsea because they are not investing in their club. The seats are not good. The stadium is not good. Heard many things about Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of bad stuff, concerning stuff that we think he's going to do to our club. That's concerning too. So yeah, that's a great input, and nice to have you on the panel. You're always welcome to join us whenever you have time. I appreciate you joining. So we have economics at Coachila. Can you put up the statement being reported by Buck and Ricketts on screen? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I've shown a few, but I'll try and put them back in a bit. Stab, you were saying something about the statement by the Ricketts family here.
Yeah, the Chelsea fans, right, all around the world aren't gonna. It's not going to change the attitude or the approach to them, because, like you said, they're trying too hard. They're the only ones. They're the only ones who've constantly been at it, right? Constantly battering our ears, battering our eyes, and everything. Right? Bowley and Broughton have been pretty laid back and just got on with their business. And they're just trying too hard. And basically, I can only speak for myself, but I hate being badgered and harassed and all that garbage, right? And although if they did win it, I would still carry on supporting the club. I wouldn't be supporting them.
But we've agreed it would be difficult for that to happen. If it happens, then something isn't quite right with the selection process.
Yeah, well, I said earlier on, I'm not going to comment on things like that because I have to be careful what we're saying. Right? We need to be careful.
Let me bring in Declare quickly. We have about 47 minutes before the pregame show because we will switch to the pregame show and we'll still be covering the note to the Ricketts protest. Declare, are you there?
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Fine. Thank you. What do you think about the statement by the Ricketts? Because the fact is, let me say something here. Before I go on, please, if you haven't, make sure to smash the like button. We have 172 people watching. I think we should have more likes. We've had 200 people watching at the same time. We should have more likes, and that will help push the stream to more people. This statement on the screen, is it complete or is anything missing from it?
No, it's complete, I guess.
Yeah, it's complete, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Declan? Do you think this statement is complete?
It's complete bullshit, if you ask me. But I mean, this is what the Ricketts do, right? You remember I told you when the Ricketts get in that it's going to be hard to get them because they're conditioned. Well, when all these races, all these things they said, and the racist leaks came out, and their PR team done exactly the same thing, right? They say we're committed to this and that, and they throw some money at some community outreach and try to just get away the problem. But that money they put into community outreach doesn't weigh nowhere near how much they put in politics, how much they put in media, how much they put in PR. It doesn't come close. So they are constantly, right, have a PR team because they constantly say the wrong thing, right? Their whole family does. They're subconsciously racist, right? They're evangelical Christians, and their views, right? They share their views openly, right? They don't accept that. I understand you can be religious, right? But they share their strong views. It doesn't matter how controversial it is, right? Against gay people, against abortion, everything. They don't care because they speak it out. And what they do is they have a PR team and they throw money to keep their name okay when something happens, right? Every time they say something. So this is what they're doing again. Because not once in that statement they didn't say, well, we've done this and we've done that, we've done this. They didn't say anything they've done. All they say, we're just committed. They haven't shown anything that they've done. If they've so against racism, what have they done as a family? They've done nothing. Every time they get in trouble, they throw a little bit of money, and say we won this, but they haven't done nothing, right? This family is reacting the same way they will, and they're not even in yet. This is what they do. They just say they talk. They go to the right. All right, we need, because the PR team will say, well, we need to talk to the ambassador. We need to talk this and we need to talk that. And the only reason I feel that Bruce Buck is doing what he's doing is because he's probably most likely leaving. I mean, as soon as the takeover happens with many of these groups, his job is on the line. And maybe the Ricketts ensure that he can stay. And maybe that's why he's in favour for the Ricketts, for his job. Or maybe he's just going to get a good payout on his way out from the Ricketts, right? So I help him out. So he has probably some financial gain from this. But what's happening here and what the Ricketts are doing, right, is they are used to this. They are very experienced. They got probably a great PR team because they're constantly in trouble, right? They throw money at media because of this, yeah. So seeing this and seeing this statement, seeing how they get some favour. I can't even. I don't know how they got Paul Carnival to say some great things about him, but even the Chelsea Trust were a little bit open. They managed to get in there. They say the right things. I bet you the Ricketts are great politicians, right?
They are. Because I see. CD wanted to say something.
Yeah, I want to add to that. The only way the Ricketts can join this club is by throwing money at various fronts, like fan trust, and also to Bruce Buck, which the point mentioned there, that he can get a good payout and also get the job for getting them Chelsea Football Club, because they see this club as a money beggar club. What they did to Chicago club was same. They destroyed their heritage. They used him just like Kroenke are doing. Release kids, gather the money, and raise the tickets of stadium, and all of this stuff.
Yeah, I think you make a good argument there, and I think you sound like you know quite well how badly they've done with the clubs they own, and this is Daley Smith saying, why do they want to own a club who don't want them? It makes no sense. Declared, you're still talking. I think I want staff to answer this, but I want to give a bit of an answer to this question here from Daley Smith. It is business for them. They want to make money. That's why, because where you see money, where you see that you could potentially make millions, it doesn't matter the opposition you get. You strive to get in, because once you get in, you make the money. It is business for them. They don't care about the success of the club. If you ask me, it is money. Declared, I'll let you go ahead and complete your thoughts so the staff can come in with this and answer this question here. I hope I don't lose it.
You want me to answer this question too?
If you want to, you could.
Can I?
Let me give you a good example. The Glazers, over the ownership, have taken $2 billion out of that club. $2 billion, right?
They're calling a current club.
Yeah, Man United. They've taken $2 billion out over the time till now. So when you see something like that, and what the Ricketts has done with the club, he can do way worse. He can do more. He has a club that's worth that's going to be worth, value data 3-4 billion, right? Zero debt. You know how much loans he can take on the club? You know how much he can take out every season? He can make that. He can make us run on minimum. You know what I mean? Just like how Arsenal were, where top four was just fine for financial sake. There was no sense to push for the league. Everything will be looked at like that, and then he'll have.
Wow, that is really scary, Declared. I must let you know.
That Chicago clubs have 1 billion debt. He can easily put 1 billion. He can put 2 billion debt on Chelsea if he wants. He can leave us in ruins. He can milk the club and then just say, "Here you go," and then we need someone else to save us. So, I mean, it's the people that are backing him, and for me, they're like-minded people. They're just in it for the money. And
okay, let's see what Nick has for us again. Nick, any updates for us? Any updates for us? You want to show us pictures? Declared, I'll come back to you.
Yeah, I'm back again.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Go ahead. Go ahead. We'll wait for you.
Roman Abramovich, 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 Roman Abramovich. You are my Chelsea, my only Chelsea. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never notice how much I love you until you take my Chelsea away. La, 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 la. Oh, 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 oh. Until you take my Chelsea
And Nick, just to update you, Nick, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Just to update you, in a few minutes we'll be switching to the pre-game show, but I'll send you a new link that you can join us with. We'll be doing the pre-game show, and we will also be covering the protest. So I'll send you a new link in a bit, so you don't miss out. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. So you can save your battery and come when you're inside the stadium. We jump back again.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
All right, thank you very much. So go ahead, Declare, so we can round off, and then I'll start the pregame show, and Nick will join us back.
What's more to be said? Yeah, it's good. Good scenes there from Nick.
Yeah,
Nick,
good scenes indeed.
That's what I'm gonna call him. Nick Blue Media. I think that's a good name. Yeah, I look. I gotta be honest too. I hope there's more people as well that rock up to it. I mean, I was having those scenes that were going to be similar to the Super League. Maybe maybe the word hasn't gone out. I did hear that the Chelsea Trust didn't want to protest. They wanted to do a banner in the ground. They're reserved as well. I mean, the Ricketts got to them too, I guess, in a way. I hope that this isn't the only protest. I hope it keeps going every match day.
Yeah, so Stav, your comments on that. I think this is the comment here, so that we can round off and then start at the pregame show as soon as possible. And I'm going to share the link to the pregame show. What we do in the pregame show is that we analyze the lineup and we discuss whether Thomas Tuchel has made the best selection to help us win the game. And this is the link to the pregame show. You can join us there. We'll also still be covering the protest because that's more important than everything else. We need to make our voices heard. There you go. There's a link to the pregame show. Make sure to join us. Stav, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Declared's pretty much put it into context. It's all about money. It's all about money, isn't it? We're a worldwide brand now. I don't like using the word brand, but that's how the clubs function these days. We're all brands. It's all about money. It's like Declared said. I can't really expand on it. It's obvious what they're after, and the thing that worries me is the story that they wouldn't be the main shareholder, right? Which makes me wonder why they're coming out with all this, why they're trying so hard if they're not even going to be the main shareholder, and it makes you wonder who the other shareholder is. But apart from that, it's all about money. That's what our game is all about now. It's all about the cash. It's about the TV rights. It's about all the other things, right, that go with it. And one thing I will say, though, is they can't just, if they want to do a digital channel, they can't just show whatever they want, because all the rights belong to the EPL, and that includes the games and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
why that's why you never really see any of it on the fifth stand. All you see training sessions, interviews, stuff like that. So maybe he hasn't done his research properly as well either. So how long is it going to be before you start the pre-match?
The pre-game show should start in about 34 minutes. I think we have about 10 minutes, so we'll switch because I have to set up the lineup thing and everything.
Right.
So we'll be switching, and I've already shared the link with the people to join the pre-game show because we'll be covering, discussing the lineup, but more importantly, we will still be covering the protest. Go ahead, Stav.
Right. Well, I need to. One of the main reasons I came on, and this needs to be said and it needs to be done.
Yeah, go ahead. And you need to educate us more importantly, right? That's what it is.
Something that was said yesterday, which is way off beam. Right? We all know that Roman was an orphan raised by his grandmother in the Ukraine, but it was still old Russia then, obviously. We know that he was close to Boris Yeltsin, who started dismantling the old communist ways. Okay. What Roman did, and I've said this 100 times, no billionaire is fully clean or clear. Okay. He was a protege of a guy called Berevsky, right, who's now in jail, thanks to Putin. Basically, what he did was a company called Sibneft. Okay. There was an auction for that company, and I think he paid 200 or 300 million for it, from money that he borrowed off Berevsky, or however you say his name. And what he did is he rigged the auction. That's what Roman did. He paid someone to rig the auction so that he won. Yeah. So he won the company. No mafia. He's never been mafia, right? Never, let alone the leader of the mafia. That's pure.
So that's an accusation.
Well, the thing is, it was made. This is why I say don't make a comment, right? Unless you keep to the facts. He's never been involved with the mafia, right? When he first came to Chelsea, he had SAS, and you all know the SAS, the Britain's Special Forces, right? He had SAS bodyguards, right, because he was a target for the mafia. Yeah, right. So he's never ever been a mafia. He's never been the boss of a mafia. Yeah, what he did is he acquired the company by rigging the auction.
No need to say how he acquired it.
No need to say that. I'm going to be straight about it. I'm saying it the way it is, right? Now, that happens all around the world. That's how there's people who specialise in that, acquiring companies for nothing and then selling them on for a massive profit. But the difference is, Roman took the company, and remember, this is coming from the communist state, right? He built it up, he developed it, he employed people, right? He gave them proper living wages, right? And he built the company up to a success, right? How he acquired it is irrelevant because since he came to Chelsea, he's shown what kind of man he is, right? The guy used to feed himself by selling rubber ducks, right? That's how he started off in business, selling rubber ducks as an orphan, right? So the guy had a tough childhood, right? And that's why he involved.
Yes,
himself.
sorry, one second, Stav. Yes, thank you for 150. It's actually 185 likes now. I think I'm a bit behind with catching up with the people in the chat. And Stav, remember, we have just a few minutes before the other game starts. So if you have any other thing you want to address, go ahead and educate us. But I love what you're doing right now. It's making people understand that Roman was never a mafia, or however you want to say it. Yes, please. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Queen, for saying that. If you haven't, please make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That will go a long way for us. Go ahead, Stav.
Yeah, his business practice wasn't any different from a lot of other people, billionaires, including many British ones, right? Paid his taxes, which is how he managed to stay out of prison, by paying his taxes. He's paid all his taxes in the UK. Right, he's been a model businessman. Right, he put money in. He put money into Coachila region, which everybody knows, 2 billion. He started football academies and other things in Moscow. Right, and basically, if you've ever seen him close up, right, he's a mild-mannered, quiet person. Right, and you can't be a mafia boss by being mild-mannered. Right, so obviously I've had a conversation with the person, right, and put him right, and it's still talking with each other. I just didn't want Roman's name to be dragged through the mud, right, by a slip of the tongue, and it was only a slip of the tongue. And this tongue slipped because he was listening to idiots, basically, right, potentially rival supporters. That's been the narrative since he came to Chelsea, Russian blood money, etc., etc. Never been linked to anything of the sort. So I'm going to say now what I said on my Facebook page. Roman, thank you for everything you've done for the club. Respect you forever. And hopefully I'll run into you at your villa in Limassol here in Cyprus. No, the guy deserves respect. He's been disrespected enough by other people, by rival supporters, politicians, the media. The guy deserves respect. Right, he's looked after all sorts of charities in the UK as well, not just the NHS. Right, domestic violence ones. He set up things for kids. So the guy deserves respect.
He does indeed. Let me just quickly read this. Any news on Saudi media group? I think they're out of the picture technically. I don't know if there's a chance that they might join one of the groups. I don't know if that's a possibility. You go ahead, Stav.
So that's it on Roman. Everybody now knows the truth. Yep, he did nothing that other people don't do. Right, it was a bit twisty, shall we say, but this narrative that the media and the politicians in the UK that he stole the Russian people's money is nonsense, because he developed it and he employed plenty of people and he shared his money around, right? And anyone else might not have done the same. They might have just
and I remember a story of how they were being asked to donate money to something. I forgot what it was. He used his own money to, he was governor then, to make sure his people are living well. Yep. So, Stav, I think we should, you still get a chance to address all the statements. You can do that during the pregame show. So let's just quickly go through the chat, because this is an interactive show. It means we're showing respect to those in the chat, if you don't mind, brother. And thank you very much for educating us and that he isn't a mafia and he's a nice person. The fact that they are not giving up either is clear. That our board want a Ricketts as much as Tuchel may not. Clear problem for me, or just a buzz off Ricketts. That's a beautiful way to say F off. I think I'm going to start saying it that way. Will be a tougher time ahead. Then, Declan, can you take at least 20 seconds to tell us what you think about this coming from Ankit on the screen?
You got the Brian Almighty Blues. Haven't seen him in a while.
Ankit, if you want.
Yeah, it just goes back to what I said. Of course, they're not giving up, because they're not deterred by protests and that. They're very used to it. They're conditioned. They're not deterred by hate. They're used to everyone hating them. They're used to bad press and fixing it up. That's what they're used to. This is just for them a hurdle that they think they can jump, right? And they shouldn't be there. And hopefully, and I think there's also a bit of a media war between the bidders. I mean, they all have some stake in the media, and they're all probably finding stuff against each other. So that's probably why we're getting a bit more info than we are. But if that wasn't the case, we'll be in so much in the dark. I hate how this process is. There's zero transparency. We don't know what's going on. We just have to go by the information we're giving, and that information could be wrong as well. So, I mean, that's all. I'm saying the same thing. I'm repeating myself a lot.
Yeah, we've all turned to broken records given the situation. Stab, any thoughts on that? I just want to go through the chat to see if there's anything we need to address here. But before we continue, please remember I've added the link to the pregame show so you don't miss it. I'm going to do that again. I pinned it, but I'm going to add it again. I'll say here is a link to the pregame show. There we analyze the lineup and discuss whether Thomas Tuchel has made a good selection. But more importantly, we'll still be covering the protest, because that's important to us all Chelsea fans at this point. That's the most important thing. And be sure to join us there, because we don't want you to miss anything. Here is it again. Please make sure to join us. Go ahead. Were you still saying something, Declan?
No, I've been saying the same thing over and over again. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just now that you talk about the pre-game show, this news and this issue with the Ricketts and our owners. I mean, I've been put off games. I'm not even looking for the games, even though we've been playing well. It's hard to enjoy a game when you know this is happening behind. It is good when I watch it and we win and you forget about it for a little bit, but then this issue is just constantly there, and it takes away from the game. I don't even like talking about the game. I just want more news and more, and being hopeful that the Ricketts aren't as close and maybe something works against them. So I'm waiting for that news. But every time we hear more support for the club, and it's almost like everyone's saying we should give him a chance. What chance? These guys don't even give themselves. They don't give anyone a chance. We should be making more of a noise. I heard that was it in one of the houses it was mentioned in political wing. Yeah.
I want to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say the same way the whole media built up to get Roman out. It should be the same way the build up to get the Ricketts out. So the system's there, the media, it should work the same process.
Yeah, here's the problem I have with that statement we showed on the screen before. The issue I have with it is that no apology there. They're just saying they're good people. I think that's something important that's missing from that statement. If you're really serious about that you've changed, you should always repeat what you did before and say, okay, I'm sorry I've done that before, but it's never going to happen. Or even Gustavo, your thoughts on what's missing from that statement?
I can't read it. It's too small.
No, I was saying I don't have it on the screen. I'm just saying no part of the statement said anything about what they did that the people don't like. They're not apologetic. They're just saying how they've met with these people, met with the other people, and all those nonsense. Nothing says, okay, we're sorry for what has happened in the past, but we'll try to make it right. Nothing like that. They're just trying to say we're arranging meeting with these people, the other people, we've met with the other people. Nothing about the things they've done in the past.
Okay. They're not going to mention it, are they? Because they don't want to highlight it, so they're not going to apologise. Idiots don't apologise for anything. With regards to what Ankit said, again, I repeat myself: don't make sweeping statements. Don't use the word board. Don't use the word board, right? Just because Bruce Buck's an idiot, right? Don't lump everybody in. It may well be the case, but we don't know that. So I'm not going to slate Marina, Eugene Tenenbaum, or Guy Lawrence, right? By saying the board, or Dave Barnard, right? So I don't use the word board, right? I told you earlier on, I have my own reasons for realising a long time ago that Bruce Buck's an idiot, right? Obviously, he's full of his own self-importance because he's the chairman, right? But he's only the chairman of the football club board. He's a director, and that's it. Directors, right, are different. They don't have any set parameters. Right? Then the directors are the same people as the board. The only difference from the board to the club's directors is Dave Bernard comes in, right? And he's a club secretary, right? So don't use the word board unless you've got proof that it's the whole board, right? Because all we're doing is we're promoting animosity towards people who might not deserve it, right? So at the moment, right, Bruce Buck is the person and the target, right? With regards to what Declared said, there is, when you're talking about corporate bids and this kind of thing, there is no transparency. It's all legitimately and legally covered by, it's supposed to be secret, right? And so we're not going to get any transparency. It doesn't happen in any walk of life where you're trying to acquire a large company, and that's what we are, a large company. There is no public transparency, right? You only get what the media glean themselves or find out or have leaked to them. Right? I have to believe that we'll get the right owners, right? With regards to watching the game, I have this zone around my brain, right, where my eyes just have tunnel vision to the TV screen, and I'll watch the game and enjoy it. And it just won't let it. It's not going to stop me watching games. Let's put it that way.
Right? Yes, we have just about, Stav, let me just tell you, we have just about 17 minutes before the pregame show starts. So what your final thoughts so that I can just go through this the chat and we stop and then start the pregame show.
Yeah, my final thoughts is, like I said, keep it real, keep it to the fact. Don't make accusations unless you have or know of anything yourself. Right?
Yes.
Don't make assumptions. You're still doing the show tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, every day. You know that.
Yeah, I'll come on tomorrow as well.
Thank you very much. And I'm expecting to see you or in the pregame show if you have time. But if you need some rest, go get some rest, my friend.
It's okay. Well, I just need to post the team on the Facebook page.
Okay, just know we love you so much here, and I'm looking forward to see you then. And then again, yes, we need just 7 likes to get to 200 likes. And right now we need just 5 likes, please make that happen. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. It is free. And again, actually, if anybody asks you to pay before you like the video, if anybody asks you to pay before you subscribe to the channel, believe me, I will pay for you. Or Ankit here from Almighty Blues FC, another good channel, he can pay for you. Or Streetvia can pay for you to subscribe. So it is free, but please do so. That will go a long way for the channel. We have a lot of people here today, and I can't read every comment. And as the channel, the participant in the Blue Morning Show, which is supposed to be an interactive show, as it grows, we'll find a way to make sure we read every comment that we see. Oh, yes, Stav, I hear you. I mean, yep, everybody loves to listen to Stav. He educates. Sometimes it can come across, but he knows what he's talking about. With that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been a part of this Blue Morning Show. It's been great. One of the best so far, I must confess. And again, I look forward to seeing you all during the pregame show. And this is the link to the pregame show. Make sure to be there because we'll still be covering the protest. I must say thank you to all the queens of the house, Street Beer, Chichi, Eze, Just Viola. I haven't seen TC today, but that's fine. She's probably busy. I want to say thank you to you all and no to the Ricketts. More importantly, you guys have made it a great show. See you all during the pregame show. Thank you to those on the panel, Declared, my brother and a friend, and Star, my brother and a friend, and everybody else, and Nick Blue, who's done a great job today, who's made us all feel like we are part of the protest. Indeed, we're there in spirit. See you guys during the pregame show. God bless us all, and bye.